Straight cash, homie.
What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning back in, and if you're stopping by for the first time, I appreciate you. My name is Chris. I resell right now in cloudy and rainy Portland, Oregon. I go by Nevertheless Success on YouTube, which is basically a mindset that means succeed no matter the obstacle. Today I have some soles for you guys, so let's jump right into it. First up are a pair of these Adidas Superstar 3G Fit Foam Slides for men. You guys probably seen this one in one of my Goodwill outlet haul videos, probably like 2 or 3 videos back. Picked these up for easily somewhere around like less than $2, and they ended up selling for $67.99 plus $9.99 shipping. Next up is this Adidas Philippines track jacket. Picked this one up from the Goodwill outlet probably like 4 months back for easily less than $2. Ended up selling for $42.49 plus $8.99 shipping. Next up is this new with tags Burberry polo shirt for men's. You guys seen this one again probably a couple of videos back as well. Picked this one up from the Goodwill outlet, easily cost less than $1, and it ended up selling for $85 plus $5.10 shipping. Next up are a lot of these Lululemon leggings for women. Believe these right here were a women's size 6. Picked them up from the Goodwill outlet, probably both pair together probably cost somewhere between $2 and $3. It ended up selling for $45 plus $8.99 shipping. Next up are a pair of these Nike Shocks. Picked these up from the Goodwill retail store out in Happy Valley. I believe these cost like $12.99, and they ended up selling for $80 plus $9.99 shipping. Next up is this Nike soccer national team jersey from 2010. Picked this one up from the Goodwill retail store out in Happy Valley, I believe for like $12.99, and it ended up selling for $40 plus $5.10 shipping. And next up are a pair of these Nike LeBron Soldier 9s. I believe this model is called Free Gums. You guys probably seen these right here in a Deseret Thrift video, probably like 3 or 4 videos back. And I believe these cost like $10 or $12. Either way, they were super cheap, and they end up selling for $85 plus $10 shipping. Next up are a pair of these Nike Air Force One Sage Low shoes for women in like the white colorway. Picked these up from the Goodwill retail store out in Sandy for $12.99, and they sold for $65 plus $10 shipping. And next up is this Adidas Damian Lillard Swingman jersey for youth. I believe this one right here was like a youth boys, and picked this up from the Goodwill outlet easily somewhere around like $1, and it had a ton of stains on it, which is why I was laying on top. But I love kind of getting those jerseys home and seeing if I can get those out, and in this case here it worked out perfectly. Was able to get all the stains out, and it ended up selling for $50.99 plus $5.10 shipping. Next up are a pair of these Nike Air Max 97s in like the navy colorway. Picked this one up from the Goodwill retail store in Portland, and I believe I paid like $20 for these right here. You guys, if you've been following the channel for a while, I know you guys definitely seen this one in one of the videos. And they ended up selling for $66 plus $9.99 shipping. Next up is this vintage Nike Air windbreaker jacket for men's. Picked this one up from the Goodwill outlet probably like maybe 4 months back. Ended up selling for $42.49 plus $7.89 shipping, and it easily cost somewhere around like $2. It was super light. Next up are a pair of these Nike Vapor Max. Picked these up from the Goodwill retail store in Happy Valley. You guys seen these on the video as well, and they sold like almost instantly, definitely within like a week, for $120 plus $9.89 shipping. Next up are a pair of these Nike Odyssey Reacts. Picked these up from the Goodwill retail store out in Sandy. I believe these right here were like a men's size 9.5, and I believe they cost like $12.99, and they ended up selling for $59.49 plus $9.99 shipping. Next up are a pair of these new with tags Nike fleece joggers for men. I picked these up out when I was thrifting in Vancouver probably like 5 or 6 months ago. So if you've been following for a while, you probably remember this video as well. And I believe these right here cost $20, and they finally ended up selling for $53 plus $7.89 shipping. And next up are a pair of these Nike Free 4.0 fly knits for women. Picked these up for super cheap from the Goodwill retail store in Happy Valley. They were super dirty, so they only ended up costing like $7.89. I got them home, cleaned them up, put them in the washing machine, and they sold probably within a few weeks for $55.24 plus $7.05 shipping. And next up are a pair of these Nike Oregon Duck trainers. Picked these up from the Goodwill retail store out in Sandy. I believe these cost like $20, and they ended up selling for $65 plus $10 shipping. And next up is this North Face vintage trucker hat for like adults. Picked this up from the Goodwill outlet easily, probably cost somewhere around like $1. It was super light. It ended up selling for $20 plus $5.10 shipping. And next up is this Spider snow bib for men. Picked this up from the Goodwill outlet, and I couldn't believe I found it just like laying down there. If you guys ever run across like snow bibs, they usually sell for pretty decent money if the brand is pretty good. This one probably cost somewhere between like $2 and $3, and it sold like within like a week or two for $85 plus $9.99 shipping. And last but not least is this North Face thermoball hooded full zip jacket for women. Picked this one up from the Goodwill outlet. It had a ton of stains on it, which is the reason it was probably left behind, because I got to this being definitely late. But I picked it up, took a chance on it, got all the stains out, and it sold like, I believe like the next day or a couple days later for $93.49 plus $8.99 shipping. So I'll take that all day long.
It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I copped that crib and bought 2 chains and then I hid the rest. And it's okay to do your thing, but just don't do the most. I put my friends in that old Benz and took that to the coast. It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I do the best. I filled my mattress, paid my taxes, then I blew the rest.
A quick stop into Goodwill in Gresham, and I was actually busted towards like the middle of last year of recording in here, so I don't film in there anymore, but did go in there, came up on a pair of these Nike Air Max right here, kind of like in a pink, black, and gray colorway. These were actually the yellow tag this week, which is the half off tag, so they were initially $14.99, so I got them for like $7.50. And online, one of these in a different colorway, but the same size. So these are a women's size 6.5, so a smaller size. But that size at a different colorway just sold for like $100 with the shipping included. So on a $7.50 investment, we will wait and see what happens right here.
Hey, fill in my pocket with legal tender, cost me to be the winner. Fly out before I can see the winner, no more TV dinners. Wake up and roll me a wood in the morning, I heard it go good with the vitamin C. Baby, you don't need no friend for this evening, believe me, you better all ride with me. Slide to the loo in my leisure, but still had to cop me a crib right outside of the D. I let them think what they wanted, cause I got bundles of bread, it ain't bothering me. I've been up late in the lab just in case you was looking, that's where I'ma probably be. Make sure you thought about all of that you saying before you done brought it to me. Brought all my soul to the masses. As soon as I dropped out of classes, I knew it was over. Lately I feel like I'm cashless and poverty made me a savage. Just weight on my shoulder. Told my little baby the waiting is over. I showed her I'm really the man.
Still got the LeBrons from last week. $10. Nike 3, new insoles, dang, almost $20. Cleats, some stickers, man. Got a pair of Jordan Flight 1s right here. I believe these are for like girls. Bottoms are in pretty good shape. They're just kind of dirty. They are $10 here, but everything today in the store is 25% off. So these will probably cost somewhere around like $7.50. They are missing the laces also, but I got a big bag of laces at home because when you're in the shoe business, you got to keep those. So we'll go ahead and pick these up. Shout out to the 8th Mile. Came across a few of these active tights right here, and I mean these right here I believe are Fabletics. Yeah, Fabletics, and $5 in here, but 25% off. And I mean here in Portland at a regular thrift store, that's about as close as you're gonna get to Ben's prices. Got these Athleta tights right here. $7, but again, 25% off. And then we got these Nike tights right here, $5, and 25% off of these as well. So 1, 2, and 3, plus the shoes right here. Already also done inside of Better Bargains, and just some pretty typical stuff that I usually pick up. Only spent like $17.71, and all of those clothing items were actually 25% off. But then when I got to the register, the lady mentioned to me that shoes on the 25% off day are actually half off, so the shoes only cost like $5. And again, here in Portland, the regular thrift stores are really expensive, so if you can come in here and get like this kind of stuff right here for maybe what, $2 to $4, I mean, I would take that all day long. Probably can sell each of these items between like 25 and 30 bucks. The Nike Athleta, then picked up those Fablatic leggings right here, and the Jordan 1s are really dirty. Got like some dirt on the toe box right here. But once you clean these up and get some laces in them, I mean, you probably could get somewhere around like 50 for these, but and not bad on like a $5 investment. Alrighty, y'all, so welcome to another episode of Flops. And I told you guys at the very beginning of the year that I wanted to start pointing out items that comped well but didn't actually end up selling well. So we have this Nike LSU sideline track jacket for men, and I picked this up from Ross for 25 bucks back when they had like a lot of those Nike track jackets. And when I was doing the research inside of the store, I believe like people were selling this jacket for like $70 to $100. And so at 25 bucks, it was a no-brainer pickup in my mind. So I went ahead and purchased it, got it home, and it just sat and sat and sat and sat. So literally like 7 or 8 months later, somebody offered me like $37.99 for the jacket. And initially I was just going to decline the offer. But before doing that, I went back and did some research on what the current value of the jacket was. And believe it or not, people had started to sell this jacket between like 40 and 50 bucks. And I think the reason being is because like a lot of these jackets started to flood the market and it just decreased the value. And so $37.99 wasn't too far off from the true value. So I accepted the offer, and I think after doing so, I ended up losing like a couple of bucks on the purchase. And this happens all the time. A lot of times it's just not really pointed out, but sometimes you pick the items up and for whatever reason they comp well, but they don't always end up selling well.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.